Hi, everybody. It's Craig Goldberg, and we're live. And it's Tuesday. I've noticed in some of the recordings that sometimes it takes a little while for the stream to catch up, for my internet to catch up, for something to catch up, but usually the beginning glitches a little bit. So I wanted to just take a little bit of a break and let that kind of flow. And in the meantime, I want to say hello. I hope each and every one of you are having a spectacular Tuesday. It is Tuesday. It is 5 p.m. Pacific, and that means that it's time for us to go live. I am in the middle of chaos. I love you. I am in the middle of absolute chaos right now. I am so excited to share with you exactly what's going on, exactly what's happening. I need a little bit of coffee. Delicious. Okay. The last few weeks have just been absolutely bananas around here. And on top of everything else, my mother-in-law has not been feeling well. Hello, Denise. It's very nice to see you. So my daughter has not been going over to my in-laws' house 3 days a week, which usually does, including Tuesday, which means I've been with my daughter. And on top of everything else, I'm trying to juggle phone calls and getting in touch with all of you. And anyhow, it's just been a very hectic few weeks. So the first thing that I wanted to share with you is some updates about our inventory, because as you all know, it's a never-ending battle, and it continues to ebb and flow. And we got lots of good news over the last couple of weeks, or over the last week, I should say, and that's good. So let's take it product by product. The inHarmony meditation cushion in stock. Place your orders. We're shipping right away. The inHarmony sound lounge. I have 4 accessorized. I'm about to accessorize 20 more sound lounges. They're already in stock, so the amps are already in. I just need cables and connectors for the rest of them. That's all going to happen over the next week. So I've got 4 that are ready to go. I do have somebody, if you're watching, that's getting ready to order 5. So what we're going to start to see is Sound Lounge starting to move faster. Practitioners, as you know, I am currently sold out. I have 10 more Sound Lounges and 10 more practitioners already on order. And we just talked about it today, but on Friday, I'm going to be placing another order for 10 more Sound Lounges and 10 more practitioners. And we're going to start to get on a cadence where 10 sound lounges and 10 practitioners every month is just about what's going out. So that's just about what's going to have to be coming in order for us to keep up with demand. So we're going to start to get on a very regular cadence. I just received here 375 transducers. So we've got enough transducers for us to continue production for a little while. 4 transducers in every sound lounge, 2 transducers in every practitioner. So we've got some breathing room as we continue to build in the supply chain. And I say build into the supply chain because it's basically this game of chess where we figure out how long it's going to take, what sales are going to look like, and then, of course, how far out we need to be producing in order for us to keep up demand. We sold 34 sound lounges and 30 practitioners in the recent past, so that keeps us pretty well busy, doesn't it? Yes, it certainly does. Thank you, Lisa. I love your sound lounge in your wellness center as well. This is the kind of thing that just keeps me flowing. Look, I absolutely love the outreach from each and every one of you. I absolutely love the positive messages and the positive reinforcement. Literally, it's our incredible customer base. Denise, I got to give you a shout out because you're one of those fabulous folks that has been pushing us forward, because it's the feedback that we get from the field that really helps us to push forward. If you're waiting on a practitioner, if you're waiting on, nobody's waiting on a sound lounge or a meditation cushion. However, there are a few of you that are waiting on Brain Tap. So if you bought a cocoon, then it's one of our products with a Brain Tap. Or if you just bought a Brain Tap direct, because there's many of you as well. You are so welcome, Denise. Many of you are waiting on Brain Taps as well. Brain Tap has been largely out of stock since the end of March. They got airlifted to them, or air freight delivered to them. They did have a number of headsets. However, it wasn't enough for them to ship their entire demand. And even though we were at the top of their list, 15 of 20 headsets at the time that we had ready to go got shipped. So a few of you are still waiting on your Brain Tap headset. And then since then, we've sold another 5 or 10. It's been absolutely bananas here over the last couple of weeks. So since then, we've sold more BrainTap headsets. So many of you are waiting on BrainTap headsets. They tell me they're going to have the rest of their inventory in, and they're good for a while at the end of May. So we're very close to that happening, and they will turn around and ship. They already have your information. They already have your order. That you are already in queue, and that will be happening very, very soon. We are doing our absolute best in communicating with each and every one of you. A few things for you to take note. When you do order a Cocoon experience, whether it's the Cocoon SL1, the Cocoon P1, or the Cocoon MC, the SL being the sound lounge, the P being the practitioner, and the MC being the meditation cushion, our tech ships from our warehouse, the BrainTap ships from their warehouse. So you will be getting 2 different deliveries. Additionally, if you purchase a sound lounge or if you purchase a practitioner, you got to keep in mind that Apple no longer has a 3.5 millimeter. Neither does Samsung. So that means you need a dongle. You need a converter. I do not provide the dongle or the converter. I could, but not everybody has the same phone. Not everybody needs it. So I'd rather not ship those out to every single person, both dongles to each person, increase my cost, which will increase my price, and that's no fun. So if you have a phone that does not have the right dongle, that does not have a 3.5 millimeter connection, please make sure that you have that on staff. We put it on site. We put it on the product page. It's right below checkout in the fine print, if you will. It's bolded, it's italicized. It's right there underneath the add to cart button. We tell you again in an email that we send out to you right after you make your purchase. It automatically gets shipped out to each and every one of you to the same email address that you use to check out. So hopefully that's active, and hopefully you're reading it. And we do let you know that if you do have a phone that requires a dongle for a 3.5, I just like saying the word dongle, to a 3.5 connector, that you make sure you have that piece on site. Takes us a few days to ship. Amazon can have it at your door in a couple days if you're a Prime customer, but you can find it at even gas stations have this piece in part. You might be able to find it at Best Buy or Target or Walmart. I mean, really, there are stores all over the place that that could get this to you as well. So please make sure that you have that part. Everything with the Sound Lounge and the practitioner is hardwired. The reason we chose to do that is because Bluetooth inherently has a 30 millisecond lag built into it. So when you're listening to something, and I don't think I have my AirPods on me, but when you have a signal that is being sent from your phone to another device via Bluetooth, I'll just take my zapper. When you take that signal and you convert it from the source, right? Because our app is playing on this phone. When you convert the signal, it takes about 15 milliseconds for this phone to convert the signal from analog to digital. It then sends it over Bluetooth to the receiving device. The receiving device takes 15 milliseconds to then convert that digital signal to analog so that it can deliver that signal to the headphones that you're listening to. Now, 30 milliseconds might not sound like a very long delay. However, if the transducer that's underneath you in the meditation cushion, for example, is hardwired to the amplifier and coming in real time, but the signal in your Bluetooth headphones are 30 milliseconds delayed, that creates disharmony between you and the cushion. And the name of our company is inHarmony, not disharmony. So this inherent 30 millisecond delay is what has led us to require hard wiring headphones. Now, you can Bluetooth from your phone into the meditation cushion, but everything with the Sound Lounge, the practitioner, BrainTap, that's all going to be hardwired. The headphones are always going to be hardwired to the tech. Now, you can buy an adapter and you can add on Bluetooth if you want to. I really don't recommend it, and it's for this reason, because Bluetooth inherently has a 30 millisecond delay built in. Thank you, Denise. I love it too. There's a method to our madness, I tell you, a method to our madness. So I shared with you a little bit about an inventory update. Practitioners are in production. I didn't finish that. They are in production. I don't think I'm going to have practitioners in until the end of June. Okay, so we're looking for at least a month and a half. It could even be a little bit longer than that. As materials start to come in, I'll have a much better guesstimate. One of those 10 units is already excuse me, is already accounted for because one of you placed an order. Terry, you're amazing. You placed your order yesterday. I reached out to you yesterday to let you know and just remind you that practitioners are not in stock. I hope that you got that message and that you're going to give me a call back. Maybe you're watching. Maybe you're watching on Facebook. Maybe you're watching on YouTube. But either way, we'll make sure we get a message out to you to let you know exactly what's going on. And I keep you up to date through this recording, through this one-to-many communication, because it's very daunting for me to update each and every one of you every single day on what's happening with your order status and inventory. So we do a weekly live. So that's your update. I want to share with you a little bit about what's been happening on the event schedule, because it has been also one of the reasons why it's been absolutely bananas is that things are opening up, events are happening, and I'm traveling. And I am a member called EPIX, EPX. EPIX Worldwide actually is the name of the group. And I just spent 5 days out in the desert masterminding with a bunch of bad, I can't say the word, but with some incredible entrepreneurs that are doing some incredible things from a philanthropic perspective, that are driving companies that are literally making change in the world. And I feel honored to fit in there because of the work that I'm doing at inHarmony. Lynn Fisher, myself, and about 50 other entrepreneurs played in the desert and mastermind. And we laid around under the stars talking about how we can make this a better offering, how we can help more people with what we're doing. And of course, I was contributing and providing value to everything that they're doing. They were contributing and providing value to what we were doing. And we came away with a lot of different ideas of how we can make this even better. And anytime that I have a chance to unplug, anytime that I have a chance to retreat with friends and family, that's always a good thing. My wife and my daughter actually stayed home, gave me a lot more focused attention to drop in with everybody and really just soak it in. It was a very, very powerful weekend for me, and a very, very powerful weekend by way of different opportunities that we've been brought as well. So honored and excited for each and every one of you at EPIX. Thank you for making an incredibly powerful weekend and a wonderful trip. I got back yesterday morning at 6 a.m. I left there at 10 p.m. Just outside of Barstow. One of our dear friends has 200 acres just outside of Barstow, and we were on his land in the middle of nowhere, watching the stars and the lunar eclipse. Let's not forget the lunar eclipse on Sunday night. And we brought high vibe tiles, which Lynn has pulled together, which are vibroacoustic flooring. We'll hear more about that in the coming weeks and months. This is just a prototype, but it was a huge, huge, huge hit. And we've got some surprises coming for you from a product and an innovation standpoint as well. But that's going to be a couple months before we share any of that. So in addition to this past weekend, I'm getting ready to load into EDC. EDC is Electric Daisy Carnival. We did this back in October. I did it again before COVID. And one of our dear friends runs the Artist Lounge at EDC. About 1,200 people per day come through that. EDC itself sees about 180,000 visitors per day. It is absolutely bananas, the amount of people that are there. It is a music festival. It's electronic dance music. It's built by Insomniac. They do events all over the country. And one of the things that is shared through each and every one of the people that are performing there, because we're in the Artist Lounge, is the schedule. Everybody thinks it's glamorous to be an international DJ, get to be flown all over the world, and there's part of it. But it happens to be a very daunting schedule, and it happens to wreak havoc on your nervous system. So one of the things that we get to do at EDC, which is right here in my backyard, is we get to share our technology. So we're going with 3 sound lounges. We're going to bring the high vibe tiles, and we're going to bring meditation cushions and the brain tap. And we're going to be sharing free sessions with all of the artists and their friends and family at the event. It is something that I really love. It's also something that doesn't really interfere with my schedule. Load-in is on Thursday, but the event itself goes from 7 p.m. until 5 a.m. Friday night, Saturday night, and Sunday night. It definitely interferes with my Monday a little bit, but it is totally worth it because of the benefit and the things that we get to share with each and every one of the folks that is there. And I really love doing events where we get to demo the tech and we get to do it at no charge. And we get to just be there to support and share and teach these DJs exactly what the power of music is. Thanks, Dad. Hi, Dad. Good to see you. Welcome back to Vegas. So it's something that's really exciting for me and something that's very special for me. The weekend after that's Memorial Day weekend, happens to be my birthday. So we're going to be going on a little camping trip with some family and friends just here outside of Las Vegas. It's always good, again, to really get out into nature and to relax. It's something I do on a regular basis. If you've been following the company for a long time, you remember that I have my RV. I lived full time in that RV with EPEC, sharing the Sound Lounge experience with everyone around the country. In fact, many of you I got to see in person, which is very exciting. So leave me a comment if I got to see you in person and where we got to see each other and when it was, because it was back in 2017, 2016, 17, and 18 that we were traveling full time. Anyhow, wild, incredible times. That's my update. We're coming up on 15 minutes. I really appreciate each and every one of you watching. I will tell you this, I'm probably going to be changing the time of this live. I think we're going to shift to something in between 12 and 4 because I consistently have childcare at those times, and it would be much easier if I wasn't juggling my daughter and each and every one of you. So thank you for watching. Thank you for sharing. Thank you for giving a like or a comment. And thanks for being you. I hope you have a wonderful day, and I look forward to connecting with you soon. Be back next Tuesday. Not sure exactly what time, but we will be back next Tuesday with another update. Lots of love, lots of gratitude.